Good morning, everyone. This is Ryan Hayes with Engage121 for this week's product update webinar. Today we've got a couple of great things to take a look at as well. Because of the snowstorm that hit the Northeast last week, last week's webinar got a little mixed up, and we had less people that were able to make it. So we're going to recap some of the things that we talked about last week. But to start out, we're going to go ahead and start with a new option for viewing your Bitly links. So this was by request as our clients continue to use the Bitly functionality. We've been building that out, and they've been using more and more Bitlys and having more and more Bitlys to sort through to reuse them. So we've added the option to sort your Bitlys based on a number of different criteria. So we'll start in Evaluate and go to create a link tracking chart here. So I'm going to create a chart and do link tracking. And you'll see that we now have an option for sort by underneath the links list there. So now I can choose to either sort by name or sort by the date created. I can choose to sort by ascending or descending. So I can find the thing that I created most recently. Is probably the one I want to use for my chart. Obviously, if you've been creating a whole bunch of links, this list could be pretty long. So that'll help you find the ones that you're looking for quickly. And then when you're in Speak, and you're using that Bitly tool to go ahead and put a link into your post, you'll have the same option. So you can sort by name or date created. So you probably have one that you created towards the beginning of your account with Engage, so you probably want to use that one continually, so you're adding all of your clicks to that. So you'll be able to find them that way and quickly find what you're looking for and get it added into your post or your chart. So that's been added in. Quick, easy functionality is available for all accounts now. The next thing I'm going to show you is currently in our testing environment. We'll be launching this early next week, and this is the ability to delete campaigns. So just like the Bitly links, as our clients continue to use our campaign functionality, getting longer lists, creating something by accident, all those sorts of things that might cause you to want to be able to delete a campaign. Now, if you do delete one by accident, we are archiving these for you, so we can recover it if necessary. But that is a bit of a process, so do try and make sure you don't delete something by accident. But as far as the campaigns go, you'll see that you have, once you've selected a campaign, in addition to being able to edit the campaign, which we've had in place for a while, where you can change the information about it, you'll also have the ability to delete the campaign. So if you click on the X, you'll be asked to confirm that you do or do not want to delete it, and then that will be deleted from your account list of campaigns. So that'll go live for everyone next week. So those are two quick new things. Now, what I did want to cover again, for those of you who weren't able to make it to last week's webinar, is the new Instagram integration and the new customer care reporting. One thing I'll mention in relation to customer care reporting is there's a new function that creates or tags your case essentially with a region, so part of the globe that you're located in. So you may have noted this week that when you went to Engage, when you first got to that login page, that your browser would pop up a notice about Engage121 wants to use your current location. That's optional. You don't have to do it. The functionality will still work without it, but the reason that's there is that we can auto-assign the region to your cases. So I just wanted to explain why Engage is asking for that information. It's just basic. We're just looking for country, essentially. just basic information to auto tag those cases. But you don't have to do it. You can set it manually, and we'll go through that in just a minute. Now, in terms of Instagram, there are a couple things that are of note, important about Instagram. And one of those is that you can't actually run a search in Explore until you've connected an Instagram account. This is just part of how Instagram has their system set up for third-party providers. They do have to have, any search request has to be an authenticated request, meaning they want to know the user who is initiating the search. So you do have to connect your Instagram account before you will be able to actually create searches in Explore. And that works exactly the same way as it does for Facebook or LinkedIn and so on. You just click on Instagram. I'm already logged into Instagram, so it automatically, and I've already given Engage permissions to connect to my account, so it just automatically went back to the application. If that was not the case, if I didn't have an Instagram connection, I hadn't authorized Engage, I would log into Instagram, then say, yes, I do want to give permissions to Engage121, in which case your connection will be created. Now, once you've created that connection, one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to go to your Instagram friends list, the people that you follow, and pull that information into the contact section. And once you've got those people in your contact section, you can grab someone and click and drag them over into an identity, or put them into your groups or your of influencers or what have you. And a lot of the benefit behind the different identities in the groups is that when you go into listen and you're creating listen filters, you can set up listen filters that are very specific and cover just one individual or a group of individuals across all of the different platforms that you have connections to them on. So I may be friends with or follow John Victor on a number of different platforms. So I've got them all those different platforms under one identity. Then additionally, I can take that identity and I can put it under my Engage group. Then I can have a filter that's set up for any time John Victor posts, or I can have a filter that's set up for any time someone in my Engage group posts. So a great way to stay on top of people who are important or influential for you, on top of what they're posting across all of the different platforms that they're posting to. So obviously people who are very influential will have a lot of different platforms that they're posting to, and if they're doing it right, hopefully they're posting different content to those different platforms. So this gives you an easy way to stay on top of what they're saying across the board. So when we actually set up those listen filters, just to give a brief example of that, in addition to being able to filter on the individuals themselves, the identities, so I have my identities here that I can select from. Additionally, I can say only alert me if they mention my brand, for example, so I can put keywords in there. And then I can tell the system to send me an email alert, a listen alert, anytime one of those influencers, one of those important people in a contact, in an identity or group, mentions one of my keywords. So very helpful there in terms of managing the contacts. It's just something I wanted to cover and make sure everyone understood. Now, in terms of actually monitoring your full Instagram feed, that's going to feed into Listen just the way the rest of your feeds do. So it'll come up under All. In addition, you can set up a Instagram-specific feed. So in this case, I've set it up, and all I've done is just selected the connection for Instagram. So this is going to feed in all of the posts that my friends, the people I follow on Instagram, are making, regardless of any other filtering. Just the people I follow will come in here. And in the case that there are comments, I'll see the comments here. We're going to load those in real time. You may have noticed when I first opened this Instagram feed that the comments were loading. That's a real-time call out to Instagram to retrieve the most recent number of comments, so you see all of those there. Additionally, you'll be able to see the photos themselves. If you click on the photo, it'll take you out to that individual photo, or you can click on the individual, the handle, and you'll be taken to that person's page. So you know that, you likely know at least, that Instagram recently launched a web version of their system. So that will take you to the web version of it. And one thing I will point out now is that both on their web page, on the web version, as well as in any third-party apps, posting to Instagram is not something that's possible. They have decided to keep that locked down to only the Instagram mobile app. So it's not something that's available either on their website or any other third party. They've decided to keep that locked down. In the event that they decide to release that, then we will absolutely be making that available. But in the time being, you will not be able to post photos to your Instagram account through Engage121. But you can listen, you can monitor, and we can search. So one thing to point out in terms of how Instagram search works, in addition to having to have a connection in order to do it, this is actually searching Instagram hashtags. So the only time that Instagram actually indexes a post as in their search is if someone actually puts a # before the keyword. So that's when they create an index entry for that particular hashtag. So any of those photos that come in, you'll find things that you can search for anyone who hashtag your brand or something along those lines, be able to find people who are talking about you and get those photos in addition to all of the other feeds that you might be monitoring and explore. One thing I will point out here is you may, in some cases, see something come in here where you don't see your hashtag, your keyword mentioned in the caption that comes in, and that's because if we actually go and look at this, the way that they do it is they'll have things like comments along with it. It's from their search system in terms of how they bring those in. So you may see things that don't match exactly. Somewhere in that entry there is something that does match it. So at any rate, that's how the search works. We hope to be able to add commenting and liking in the near future. We're waiting on Instagram to enable that, and then we'll be adding that in here as well. So great things. We're very excited about Instagram. We know a lot of our clients have been asking for it, are very happy to have it. We know that there are brands out there that are using hashtags as contests or that sort of thing in terms of post your photo with this hashtag and we'll post it on our page, or that sort of thing. So a lot of great things that are happening with Instagram. Obviously, huge user base, lots of usage, lots of opportunities there. So that is available for everyone and has been since the beginning of the week. Now, the other thing that I wanted to go over in terms of recover that we covered last week is the customer care reporting. So we made some, based on feedback from our clients who are using the customer care system, we made some modifications to how that system works. And one of those, like I mentioned at the beginning, is the ability to set your region. So you can have Engage121 determine that based off of where your browser thinks you are, or you can click on the little globe here and set your region specifically. So for those of us, those of our clients who are multinational operations and have teams in multiple regions that are managing customer care for them, this is a great way to then be able to filter response times and case resolution by region. So you can set that. You can choose to have it remember it. It'll store that information, so anytime you create a case, you'll automatically have your region connected to it. Otherwise, you can change that for the cases as you go. Now, as far as the case window here, that stays mostly the same, but where the addition is in the Evaluate section, we have a new report under Engage121 Analytics, and that's Customer Care Report. So when we bring this up, what you're going to see first is initially we've got it filtered to just your cases. And in this case, I don't have any cases created. So I'm going to submit that again and clear out the filter to bring in all users on my account, not just my own cases. And then you'll see here that I can change the region. So I can use that that region filter to say only show me the ones that are tagged with North America, for example. Or I can say only show me the ones that are assigned to an individual or multiple individuals, or things that have particular tags connected to them. So great in terms of providing management the ability to say how is customer service rep A doing in terms of response time versus customer service rep B. So you can build that chart and filter through it however you need to be able to report on it in terms of customer care performance. So the response time chart, the chart itself is the same as what you see in the customer care dashboard, just with that advanced filter, those advanced filtering options, and obviously the larger view of it. And then for case resolution, we have the same sort of options, the same filtering options. You can choose, again, specific regions, specific users, specific tags, and see what's the outcome. How are these cases being resolved? Are we resolving them on good terms or bad terms? And who's the one? Who of my reps are the ones who are resolving with negative outcomes most often? So again, the same charts, just more filtering options, larger view in terms of reviewing what's going on with your customer care efforts. Now, we also have two new charts in here. The first being sphere of reach. So what this is reporting on is actually the number of incoming wall posts and comments on our Facebook page. So you can see at the top I can choose which page I want to take a look at. I can choose to look at the past 30 days or have it aggregated by month. And then in the case that we're actually using it to respond, we'll see another bar here. If we're actually creating cases off of that page, we'll see another bar here where we're seeing how many cases are we creating off of the incoming comments and posts from our Facebook page. So you can see, you'll be able to see how much is really how much is coming in off of your Facebook page that actually ends up being a customer care issue, something that needs to have a case created and acted on. So helpful to see what sort of impact your Facebook page is having in terms of customer care as a whole across all of your customer care efforts. And then the last chart that we've added in here is the customer care fanlet. So you've probably seen this before, the fanlet itself at least, where you can set up multiple different sections for people to submit questions, comments, complaints, so on. And those comments and complaints, in addition to being able to manage and respond to them through Listen, you're also able to now report on those in Engage. So you'll be able to see how many comments you've been getting, which ones are popping up the most. This is the fanlet here. If you're not familiar with it, if you don't remember seeing it before, you've got an image that goes to the top, and then you've got your either questions, comments, praise, whatever you want that to be. You pick and choose the names of those. You don't have to have all three. You can have just one. You can have two, whatever you want. And then Facebook users can submit questions, comments, so on in the box up top. They get added to the list below, and if their question or comment matches something that's already been submitted, they'll get another tab that pops up here that says recommended and shows questions or comments that are similar to the one that they just posted. So whatever gets posted there, you'll have reflected on your submissions here. So we can see that 33% of these are questions. I can see what the questions are. We can see 33% of them are praise, and I can click on praise and see what the praise is. And then you see responses, so I can see which ones have we responded to and which ones have not been responded to. So great insight to what's going on in your customer care efforts, both in just in cases coming in response time, but also things that are happening specifically on your Facebook pages. So those are the things that I wanted to cover and recover. Additionally, one thing I do want to point out is for those of you who are using our new YouTube functionality in terms of uploading videos, we have increased the file size for uploading videos to 1.5 gigabytes. So when you upload those into your libraries in Engage, you can now upload up to 1.5 gigabytes. If for any reason you have trouble with that, or it's not enough, or there's any issues like that, please reach out to our staff. We're happy to help you. We're happy to look at accommodations that might be necessary. But we do also obviously want to protect our system from getting overwhelmed with files that are just plain too big and too large to be effective when they get transferred to YouTube anyway, because YouTube does re-encode everything that you upload. So at any rate, those are the things we wanted to cover for this week. We're getting ready for IFA. Our team is going to be there over the course of the weekend, the President's Day weekend. So if you are going to IFA, please stop by and say hi to our team. Jenny will be there to answer questions and talk about what you'd like to see in future webinars, as well as many other members of our team. We hope to see you there. If you are going, please stop by our booth at number 137. As always, I want to thank you all for joining us. It's always great to hear what you guys think about what's being put out on our application and what we're covering in these webinars. And I do recommend, of course, that you follow us, or you like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, find us on YouTube, and subscribe. We do record these webinars and put them up there, so if for some reason you are unable to make a webinar, you can find them there. But again, if you do have any things that you would like to see us cover in future webinars, please do let us know. We would love to make sure that we are focusing on the things that are most important to you. At any rate, everyone have a great holiday weekend. We will be back here next week, and if you do come to IFA, please swing by and say hi. Have a great weekend, everyone.